TUBEX TF Rapid Typhoid Detection. TUBEX TF, a user-friendly and reliable rapid in vitro diagnostic test for detection of typhoid fever infection. TUBEX TF is a unique assay format, easy to perform. The procedure is completed in a few easy steps and takes less than 10 minutes to get a reliable result for early detection of acute typhoid fever. This instructional film will show you how to perform the TUBEX TF assay procedure and the TUBEX wash buffer procedure. For complete information about the products, please read the instructions for use supplied with the products. The TUBEX TF kit contains the following components that will enable you to perform 36 determinations. TUBEX reaction well strip, TUBEX TF brown reagent, TUBEX TF blue reagent, TUBEX TF negative control, TUBEX TF positive control, TUBEX colored sticker, TUBEX sealing tape, TUBEX TF certificate. Instructions for use. To perform the TUBEX TF assay, you'll need the TUBEX color scale, a magnetic stand for separation and scoring of results. The TUBEX color scale is supplied separately. You'll also need common lab equipment, such as a precision pipette and a timer. A vortex for mixing the reagents is also recommended. To facilitate the procedure, you may also use the workstation supplied separately. Labeling the reagent bottles with the TUBEX colored sticker is also recommended. Place stickers both on the cap and on the bottle. Shake or vortex thoroughly all the TUBEX TF reagents. Check visually that all sediments have dispersed into solution. Insufficient mixing may lead to false results due to wrong particle concentrations. Before you start, bring all the reagents to room temperature. Place the reaction well strip upright on the bench. Add 45 microliters TUBEX TF brown reagent to each well to be used. In our example, we'll be using the well number 1 and 2 for the controls. Add 45 microliters TUBEX TF negative control to the well number 1. Mix 5 to 10 times, avoid foaming. Use a new pipette tip for each new sample and control. Add 45 microliters TUBEX TF positive control to the well number 2. Mix 5 to 10 times, and we recommend that positive and negative controls are made at every test occasion. In our example, wells 3 to 6 will be used with different samples. Vortex each sample prior to use. Add 45 microliter samples to the appropriate wells. Mix 5 to 10 times, avoid foaming. Repeat the procedure for each new patient sample. Incubate the reaction well strip on the bench for 2 minutes. Add 90 microliters of TUBEX TF blue reagent to each well. cover the reaction well strip using the TUBEX sealing tape. To prevent any leakage, press the tape firmly, making sure that it adheres to the surface. Please also ensure that there is no condense on the tape or well. Leakage may lead to false results. Hold the reaction well strip at one end using your thumb and forefinger. Tilt it 90 degrees in order to expose a maximum well surface for the mixture. Move it fairly rapidly backwards and forwards for 2 minutes. Make sure that the contents flow across the entire exposed surface of the well like a wave. Shaking them incorrectly may produce false results. Place the reaction well strip on the color scale as far to the left as possible. Allow 5 minutes for separation to obtain a clear supernatant. You're now ready to read and score the results. The reading should be performed within 30 minutes after separation. Move the reaction well strip across the color scale. Read and score the results by comparing the color of each supernatant with the TUBEX color scale. The interpretation should focus on the detection of any blue tone in the supernatant, especially in the lower scores. The first well, which contains the negative control, scores 0. The second well, which contains the positive control, scores 10. The third well scores 6. The fourth well returns a score of 2. The fifth well scores 4. And the sixth and final well of patient samples scores 8. A score of 2 or less than 2 doesn't indicate current typhoid fever infection. A score more than 2 or less than 4 is an inconclusive score. Please repeat the test. If still inconclusive, repeat sampling at a later date. A score of 4 and above is positive. The higher the score, the stronger is the indication of current typhoid fever infection. TUBEX TF results should be interpreted in conjunction with all available clinical information. If you follow the procedure using TUBEX TF as described in the instructional film, you'll get reliable results in the detection of acute typhoid fever. TUBEX Wash Buffer is a complementary product to TUBEX TF. By using TUBEX Wash Buffer, it's possible to detect antibodies against Salmonella typhi in colored samples and interpret the result. The TUBEX Wash Buffer kit contains 4 vials of buffer solution that in total will enable you to perform 120 determinations. When opening a vial with TUBEX Wash Buffer, please note the date on the vial label. After opening a vial, the wash buffer should be used within 2 months. The wash procedure is integrated in the TUBEX TF assay procedure by adding 3 more steps. Add 45 microliters TUBEX TF brown reagent to each well to be used. In our example, wells 1 to 4 will be used with 4 different colored samples. Vortex each sample prior to use. Add 45 microliters samples to the appropriate wells. Mix 5 to 10 times. Avoid foaming. Use a new pipette tip for each new sample. Repeat the procedure for each new patient sample. Incubate the reaction well strip on the bench for 2 minutes. Place the reaction well strip on the magnet as far to the left as possible. Allow up to 5 minutes for separation to obtain a clear supernatant. Keep the reaction well strip on the magnet and aspirate carefully the supernatant with a new pipette tip for each well. Discard the tip with its content. Make sure you don't aspirate any magnetic particles. Remove the reaction well strip from the magnet. Add 90 microliters of TUBEX wash buffer to one well at a time. Mix with the pipette until all particles are dispersed in the solution. Use a new pipette tip for each well. Add 90 microliters of TUBEX TF blue reagent to each well. Cover the reaction well strip using the TUBEX sealing tape. To prevent any leakage, press the tape firmly, making sure that it adheres to the surface. Hold the reaction well strip at one end using your thumb and forefinger. Tilt it 90 degrees in order to expose a maximum well surface for the mixture. Move it fairly rapidly backwards and forwards for 2 minutes. Place the reaction well strip on the color scale as far to the left as possible. Allow 5 minutes for separation to obtain a clear supernatant. Read and score the results of the washed samples by comparing the color of each supernatant with the TUBEX color scale. The first 3 samples score 0 and do not indicate acute typhoid fever infection. The 4th sample returns a score of 4, which is a weak positive result and an indication of acute typhoid infection. TUBEX wash buffer enables you to make a diagnosis even though samples are colored. There are a number of accessories available to ensure good results and to facilitate the handling of TUBEX TF. The colors on the color label will fade if exposed to light for a long period of time. Thus, we recommend that the color label is replaced at least every 6 months. Sheets with color labels can be obtained free of charge from your supplier. The label is easily replaced on the color scale. To assure reliable results when running the TUBEX TF test, you need precision pipettes. TUBEX precision pipettes are an affordable alternative to more expensive pipettes. TUBEX pipettes are available in fixed volumes, 45 and 90 microliters. The workstation, which can be ordered free of charge, is designed to facilitate the TUBEX TF assay procedure. Shaking the reaction mixture for 2 minutes may also be done on the TUMIX shaker, which is specially developed for shaking TUBEX reaction well strips. The reaction well strip is placed flat on the holder in order to expose a maximum well surface for the mixture. The shaker is pre-programmed for 2 minutes shaking. The TUBEX shaker can be purchased from your TUBEX supplier. If extra reaction well strips are needed, these can be ordered separately. The package contains 10 reaction well strips and 12 pieces of sealing tape.